So what does food forest abundance, if people like, what does food forest abundance provide for people if they go to your website? How can they learn from you wherever they live in the US or beyond?
Yes. So Food Forest Abundance is an entity that was created, I created in 2019. And it's run by Rob Yonkins, who was a former Special Forces guy and Heart of Gold, and he recognized what was happening in the world, stepped out of that system and into this. And Alan Campbell and LK and Eleanor and all these amazing designers, right? So for somebody who wants to go from maybe not much knowledge on growing food to having a thriving food forest ecosystem at their school, their church, their backyard, wherever, these folks can consult, they can design, and they also have an installer network, depending on where you're at, that can actually install. So they can do the whole thing. What they can't do is they can't observe and interact with your food forest on a regular basis because it's in your backyard, right?
Yeah.
And that's the other really important component is these are living systems. They're way less maintenance than a lawn. And please, to everybody listening, please contemplate that. My lawn, we've cut this area twice in like 6 months instead of once every 2 weeks. And it provides a massive amount of joy and abundance.
And you brought up a really good point that I think a lot of us get caught into when we want to be living a different life or we want to be changing our environment.
Yeah.
You brought up this doesn't have to be done in your backyard. You can find a church, you can find a shared lot, you can find a school, you can find other places that have the space where you can do this in community.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And there's so many people that want to do this. In fact, the school is like the tip of the spear. Origins Reclaimed Academy. And then the other entity is a nonprofit called originsreclaimed.org. And that's where solutionaries are coming together to create a curriculum library, right? So, Whitney, some of your teachings on cooking, oh my God, we would love to shine a light on your work and how to cook healthy and delicious meals as part of the curriculum library.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So, if anybody out there has the passion and patience to be a teacher, and you
Yeah.
have access to a room. It could be like our school is in that little house right over there, and it's got 2 bedrooms that have been converted and a living room with a kitchen, and that is our school. And then they have access to land. The kids have access to land. You don't need a lot of land. If you have a quarter acre or a half an acre, the kids at the school, you could have 6 kids in your living room and make $60,000 a year while the students, with your guidance, literally turn your yard into a massive Garden of Eden's paradise.
This is a neat way to reframe everything, especially homeschooling. And kids want to be involved. They want a job, they want an assignment, they want to help. So
Yes.
the kids, in my neighborhood, I was the only one that had a lemonade stand. I think I started it when I was 8 or 9, just because I loved doing that, but I also wanted to have the freedom of my own money. Um, so my parents would always help me do my lemonade stand, and I would recruit different friends to do it with me. But it's almost like you're doing the lemonade stand with the kids as part of school, and
Yeah.
you're holding their hands through the process so they're understanding how this can apply throughout their life.
I love the way you frame that. We're going to use that if that's okay with you.
Yeah,
This is
I love this. I would have loved to have had mentorship with my lemonade stand and to
right.
learn to turn that into a business. And I kept evolving it. So I sold lemonade as the base, but I also sold crystals and rocks that I'd find, and I would write books and sell the books. So it kept evolving, right? But if I could have had a little more mentorship or a team to do it with, there's nothing wrong with kids experiencing business. And I do hear a lot of people talk about, well, kids get to be kids and they just get to play. But then you also see what happens when kids don't have any structure or direction, or specific places to put their energy and their creativity.
Exactly. Exactly. And so to have that guidance built in and then to have these little elements in the support system around it, we intend to scale this school globally, and the school, the kids will feed the world.
Yeah, very cool.